17 people killed in a mass shooting at a Florida high school.
This guy that recently killed 17 people, do you think he was evil?
I don't think he was evil per se.
Do you think this guy was evil?
I mean, it's hard to define the difference between evil and what's good, but I feel like...
Why is it hard? Think he was evil?
I don't know.
Was he evil?
Evil? I mean, evil's... I don't know about evil. Just...
How do you define evil? Why are you hesitating to say that? Elephants use their ears as fans, but they do much more than that. The ears are full of blood vessels, and as warm blood flows into the ears, the blood gets close to the surface of the skin and it cools down quickly. So their function is to provide air conditioning. Elephants will even spray their ears with water to help cool the blood quicker. This cooling system works so well that blood leaving an elephant's ear is 48 degrees cooler than it was when entering the air conditioning unit. Would you like your ears to be that big?
Yeah.
You live your life choosing good and learning what that is.
So if I've got a knife in my back, 3 minutes to live, how can I enter the kingdom? I'm dying. I know I've sinned. I've committed adultery in my heart by lusting after women. I've lied and stolen. I'm under God's wrath. How can I enter the kingdom? 2.5 minutes.
For my closing piece as an atheist, that a lot of, what you said about how all humans are born with these innate desires for evil, right? You're born a baby and you don't know anything, and you have to be taught, right? Evil is not innate. If you meet an evil person, you know he was taught evil. If you meet a good person, you know he was taught good. Let me finish. Sorry.
Okay, I'd like to address you. Don't run off because that's very important what you're saying. Okay? Because that's the world's philosophy, and it's erroneous.
Well,
I'll tell you why with one illustration. Okay?
All right.
This is one illustration. If a man is raised by wolves, never seeing a human being, never taught anything about right or wrong, comes to New York, goes out and rapes a woman and kills her, and then he stands in front of the judge and says, "Judge, nobody taught me it was wrong to rape and kill." The judge would throw the book at him because he knows he has a conscience, a God-given, society-shaped conscience, which you have, which I have.
Now let me tell you, this can be a very tricky thing. If you ask anyone on the street today, you ask any Christian in any church, do you love God and do you love people? How often do you think someone's going to look at you and say, no, actually, I hate God and people? I mean, you don't see that tattooed across people's foreheads, do you? I hate God and people. Every individual is going to readily claim they love God and people. But the question for you and me today is that true?
There's another motive that we can have in sharing the gospel that I've experienced, with apologetics, and that is fear. I have been motivated by fear to answer people's questions because I'm afraid that if I didn't, I would look stupid. Or I was afraid that this person might be right and that I need to shut him up before he confirms my worst nightmare. Have you ever felt that way?
And if they reject the message, that's okay. We shake the dust off, we move on. We move on to the next person. I don't sting them with a harsh word. I'll take the track back, I don't mind. And I go my way. I've said for many years, you ever catch me in public without a track? Rick Comfort will give you $1,000. I can't. Don't use spiritual language that'll go over people's heads. Don't go up to someone and say, "Hey man, you been washed in the blood of the Lamb?" $2,000 chimpanzee outfit or a gorilla outfit on him. I mean, the extent that you can go to draw a crowd, there's no limit. And some guy broke him in half. He pushed him once, and that was interesting. But it certainly did draw a crowd. And so we use placards and flip charts. We yell out trivia questions and give away dollars. And now we're giving away 180 DVDs for anybody who answers the question correctly. Use whatever talent you may have and try new ideas. No matter how crazy they are, you'll have fun doing it. And it will keep both you and the crowds interested in what you're doing. You'll work on things during the week, and you almost can't wait to take it out and give it a shot.
If God wasn't rich in mercy, we'd be struck by the lightning of his wrath for the mere entertainment of sin within our minds. The psalmist says he shall take away the wicked as with a whirlwind, as in his living and burning wrath. So how soberly should you and I preach about sin and judgment? Wherefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. Why don't we have more people involved in evangelism? Why there's such a low percentage? Why have I gone for nearly 40 years without anybody ever, even once, trying to witness to me in my whole life? Nearly 40 years. Nobody's ever come up to me and tried to witness to me. There's such a dearth of laborers in contemporary Christianity. Why? Because they don't know the terror of the Lord.